I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to The Resistance. This is Liberty versus Safety, Part 1 of 3. Warning. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. Is this a cliche or is it a warning? From 1956 to 1971, the FBI engaged in a program called COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Program. Sounds like an anti-foreign spy operation, doesn't it? It was infamous FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover who started this program, and that alone should tell you how shady it was. And it'd take, at least a week's worth of videos to tell you about all the things they did and all the people they targeted. If you think of any group or person in the 1950s, 60s, or 70s who stood for equality and against war, you'll probably find them included. Think of the worst ways our government can surreptitiously violate our rights, and you'll find that they did it. After a break-in at an FBI office resulted in COINTELPRO files being released to the press, Congress took notice. In 1976, the Senate Select Committee to study governmental operations with respect to intelligence activities, commonly referred to as the Church Committee because it was led by Idaho Senator Frank Church, they reached this conclusion about COINTELPRO. The committee finds that the domestic activities of the intelligence community at times violated specific statutory prohibitions and infringed the constitutional rights of Americans. The legal questions involved in intelligence programs were often not considered. On other occasions, they were intentionally disregarded in the belief that because the program served the national security, the law did not apply. In other words, the people in power believed national security put them above the law. The report continues. While intelligence officers on occasion failed to disclose to their superiors programs which were illegal or of questionable legality, the committee finds that the most serious breaches of duty were those of senior officials who were responsible for controlling intelligence activities and generally failed to assure compliance with the law. The report was clear. The worst abuses came from the top. I reckon shit rolls downhill because the shit starts at the top. Here's one more piece of the Church report. Many of the techniques used would be intolerable in a democratic society, even if all of the targets had been involved in violent activity. But COINTELPRO went far beyond that. The Bureau conducted a sophisticated vigilante operation aimed squarely at preventing the exercise of First Amendment rights of speech and associations. So before AI, before flock cameras and facial recognition, the highest levels of government were already using surveillance powers against Americans exercising constitutional rights. One analysis found that only 1% of COINTELPRO investigations related to any organized crime. A few days ago, the federal government officially labeled anti-fascists as terrorists, not Antifa. They literally used the word anti-fascists. History tells us this could be very bad for us. The Church Committee report, covering these abuses of power, along with serious abuses of power by all of the other three-letter agencies, eventually led to the 1978 law commonly known as FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. In 1978, Congress still believed it was a warning. In Part 2, I'll explore whether lawmakers at the state and federal level today think it's just a cliche. Thanks for listening. Good day.